Ladies and gentlemen, Wave 3 is finally here. And you know what? It looks pretty good. Before we get into this, there's been something that's nagging at me at the back of my brain. Just a little something. Why did Nintendo, at the September Direct, decide to use Peach Gardens and Merry Mountain as the featured courses? Not to throw shade against either of those two tracks. I mean, they're fine, I guess. But Nintendo has an ace up their sleeve. Two, to be precise. They have 3DS Rainbow Road, which is widely considered one of the best Rainbow Roads. And they have Maple Treeway. Yes, Maple Treeway is finally here. I gotta be honest, like Maple Treeway is a really solid course, you know. It may not be like one of the top tier in terms of like Wii tracks, but it is really good, you know. It's really dynamic. I love how you just get launched up into this giant ass tree and slalom your way down it, you know, having to dodge wigglers and all this crazy stuff, you know. It's a very dynamic, it's a very fun course. And we have 3DS Rainbow Road. Again, like I said, this is one of the best iterations of the Rainbow Road course. For me, it's probably because just of how insane it is. Like, you go across a planet's ring and you get launched onto a moon and you do all this crazy stuff, and it's just a lot of fun. It's very dynamic. There's a lot going on, and it's a lot of fun to race through it. Bringing up the 3DS courses, I'm actually really grateful that Nintendo is finally giving some recognition for Mario Kart 7. I mean, it wasn't like a super popular game. For me, it's probably one of the more forgettable titles, but it actually has some really solid tracks available, like Rock Mountain, which is another one we are getting from the 3DS. And speaking of titles that don't get a lot of recognition, the GBA title is also one that's mostly forgotten. Not a lot of people really enjoyed it at the time. It's been getting a lot more recognition of late because there's been a lot of tracks represented in the DLC. I played it as a kid, and like I said, I don't remember too much of it, but it's nice to go back to these tracks and realize they're pretty darn good, you know? I mean, they're not the greatest tracks, but they are pretty fun, you know? And I'm excited to see that Nintendo is making them more dynamic and more interesting than they used to be. I think Tour has been overrepresented in the DLC, but some of these courses are actually pretty good. Not the best, but they're pretty good. So I'll give these two a chance. I gotta be honest, guys, this might be a controversial opinion, but I don't understand why Peach Gardens is here. Like, it's a fine track, but I don't think it's a great track. I don't think it deserves to be here. Waluigi Pinball was fun enough and chaotic enough to really justify its appearance. I mean, you're going through a pinball machine. I mean, that's already a really creative concept. First, you have to navigate the hairpin turns, and then once you get down to the base into the actual pinball machine, all hell breaks loose. It's just wild, and it's insanity, and like I said in my playthrough, it's what defines Mario Kart, in my opinion. Again, Peach Gardens is not a bad course, but I feel like it's really just being thrown in here just for the member berries. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, there's plenty of tracks from the DS that could have been added in its place. Hell, there's tracks from other games within the franchise. Double Dash from the GameCube has had very little representation, and it's kind of sad because that game has some really solid tracks. I can honestly understand why they added this one at this particular time, given its holiday theme. And, you know, you have the toads in the sleigh standing in for Santa Claus, throwing down presents for all of us to nuke each other with. I don't have a lot of experience with it, but it looks pretty solid enough. It looks like a fun track, so I'm willing to give it a chance. If you guys like this, please subscribe. When the DLC does come out, I will do a playthrough and kind of review it on the fly. So be sure to stick around for that. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.